Hello, and this is the entries for the 8th of June as according to the old calendar. I am Rita Lazar, welcome to Voices of British Orthodoxy. So, um, we have three saints in the book, and then we have I think all of these saints plus one more in the group chat, so we will get through those. Our first entry for today is Saint Bron, and he is from the 6th century. There is no written record of Saint Bron extant. However, he is mentioned in the lives of both Saint Patrick, who we commemorated back on the 17th of March, and Brigid, who we will commemorate on the 1st of February. From these, we learn that he was a disciple of Saint Patrick and founding bishop of Casalira, also called Killasbogbrone, from the Irish Cill space Easpaig BR O with the line that goes to like the right side, N, meaning the Church of Bishop Bron. Near present day Strand Hill, County Sligo in Ireland. It appears Saint Bron reposed circa AD 511, and his entry in the group chat is a little bit shorter, and it goes as follows. Saint Bron, Bishop of Castle, was a disciple of Saint Patrick and served as the Bishop of Casalira near Sligo Island. He continued the missionary efforts of Saint Patrick and introduced literary and artistic standards in the monastic life. According to some sources, he died around the year 511 AD. Our next saint of the day is Saint Levan, and he is also from the 6th century, and his entry goes as follows. Saint Levan was a Celt, possibly from Wales, who went to Cornwall as a missionary, and gave his name to the village of Saint Levan, southwest of Penzance. His entry is a little bit longer in the group chat, and goes as follows. 6th century, the Irish Saint Levan, possibly shortened form of Sylvanus, migrated to Cornwall, where he gave name to a parish, the Baptistery and Chapel of St. Levan. The Holy Well of St. Levan and the Baptistery lie beside the footpath leading to Porth Chapel Beach. They are connected to a small chapel on the cliff edge further down by a flight of about 50 stone steps. The existence of these steps has been known for many years, but was uncovered as a result of excavations in 1931. St. Levan's Stone. On the south side of the church near the porch is the rock known as St. Levan's Stone. It is broken in two, and it is said that St. Levan sat upon this rock when tired from fishing, wishing to leave a memento of himself in connection with his favourite seat. One day he gave it a blow with his staff and cracked it through. And our next saint of the day is Saint Muirchu, also known as Macutinus. So that's Muirchu, and he is from the 7th century. Saint Macutinus was an Irishman and author of the Life of Saint Brigid, and Vita Sancti Patrici, the Life of Saint Patrick. One of the first accounts of the Enlightener of Ireland. Unfortunately, there's no information regarding the life of Saint Macutinus extant. His entry in the group chat goes as follows. 7th century, the Irish Saint Murchu wrote a Vita on Saint Brigid and another on of Saint Patrick. Saint Patrick's life is included in the Book of Armagh, and Murchu MacTenny wrote it at the request of Aid, Bishop of Sletty. Although Saint Murchu has only a brief note in today's lives, he has a very important place in Irish hagiography because of his writings. And the final entry for today is a group chat only entry, and that is Saint Syra is said to have been Saint Fiacre's sister, and if so, she was of a distinguished family. Another account has it that she was the daughter to Eugene IV and of the royal family of Scotland, and that her father took great care to have her brought up virtuously and imbued with the sentiments of Christian piety. From a very tender age, she manifested the result of such training. It is stated that St. Conan, Bishop of Lodore, was selected to be her teacher, while to knowledge and prudence he joined wisdom and piety. From her earliest years, Syra conceived an ardent love for our Lord Jesus Christ, and she passed several hours on her knees in fervent prayer. She therefore resolved to have no other spouse but him alone, and she rejected those offers of marriage preferred by many highly distinguished suitors. The legend of her acts declares that to resist their solicitations, she obtained through the prayer the favour to her of becoming blind. However, she had some internal revelation that in France she should be restored to the use of her sight. She was resolved to imitate her brother's example by leaving her friends and native country, owing to this detachment from the fondest earliest earthly ties. She hoped the better to arrive at Christian perfection. Syra selected some female companions to accompany her. She then left her native country, and she resolved on seeking her brother in France. Aided by her guardian angel, she succeeded in finding the place of his retreat. The holy man received Saint Syra and her associates, joyfully, while he exhorted them to the practice of all virtues, and especially to guard that of virginity. Saint Syra addressed herself to Saint Pharaoh, Bishop of Meaux, patron and protector of her brother. He had established various religious houses in his diocese during the somewhat extended period of his episcopacy. The holy prelate recommended her to his sister, Saint Phara, who was abbess in Bry or Bridge, from the Celtic word which is to signify a bridge. It was otherwise called Jouarre. This holy abbess is called Burgundophara, while from her this celebrated foundation received the dominion Fairmoutia, also an adjoining forest. The virtues of this holy woman are celebrated by the illustrious Bossuet, as also of those of her holy brother, in a style of eloquence peculiar to that great writer and orator. Saint Syra became a perfect pattern of humility, charity, meekness, and devotion. Under such directness, at Troyes, the holy martyr Saint Savinian had been held in great veneration, but hostile incursions had caused such disorder and ravages in the place that the exact site of his tomb was then unknown. Through his merits, Saint Fiacre had an inspiration, that is, his sister should cover her site, while to her in like manner was revealed the spot where the body of Saint Savinian lay. There, prostrating herself, she poured forth for her soul in prayer, and her face bedewed with tears. She would not rise from the ground until her petition was heard. She was restored miraculously to the use of vision. Then, to manifest her gratitude to the holy martyr, she formed a resolution of there fixing her abode. She caused a cell and a chapel to be built, so that her gratitude should remain lasting and tangible. There she spent whole days and nights in prayer, while some of those virgins who accompanied her from Scotia shared in her pious exercises. May those saints intercede for us before the righteous judge. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all had a wonderful day. God bless you all, and Amen.